Top of the morning, or should I say top of the afternoon, or top of the night, wherever you are, man. Welcome to it. It's Running Tracks. The name is DJ Sabby, the best in ever. This is where we talk about hits. There's nothing else. I don't want to know your story, where you come from, the come up. I'm sure you've been asked those questions 20 million times. This is a story where we talk about the hits in your catalog. How do you navigate that moment? What does a hit actually mean to you? Some people have hits and then it breaks them, because being an artist is not easy at all. This time around, I decided, you know what, let's take a quick flight. Let's go all the way to Nigeria and hang out with a brother who comes through from a country where competition is real. I'm talking about Lagos, Nigeria. This is one homie who's been able to carve out a lane for himself. He's very sharp when it comes to lyrics. He's got undeniable melodies. I'm talking about a brother who's been able to find a way to merge Afrobeat and hip-hop music. And right now he's got a smash hot tune with Maclera Dope Boys, Komu Tuwaka. But that's just the latter part of the interview. Some people might know him for a song called Know You. That's the tune that really kind of brought him closer to the door. By the time he dropped Feeling, big energy, you could not deny the fact that Ladipoe was one dude you had to know. He joins me today. Let's talk about his catalog. Let's dive into the hits and how he was able to navigate those moments. And trust me, we're going to learn. By the way, he's signed by Maven Records, Don Jazzy. Come on, with such backing, it shouldn't be that hard to make a hit. Welcome to the show. Let's run these tracks. Listen, man is officially in the building. The man with the feelings himself. The man with the big energy. Talking about Ladipoe, man. You good, bro?
I'm very good, my bro.
Thank you so much, man, for coming through.
It's love.
Accepting the invitation. And as I was telling you, is that this platform is not really more about the journey. It's more of the journey of navigating success, pretty much. Because artists like yourself have enjoyed moments, and we're talking about this off the air before we recorded, moments that some artists have never experienced. You know, you could have been in the game for over 10 years, but you've never had a hit moment. But you keep delivering. You know what I mean? On your end, what does a hit mean even?
I like that question. A hit, to me, is that song that when it appears, it visibly changes a lot of things in how in your operations, in your finances, in your range, scope of where your music was reaching. You know, a hit takes all these boxes and takes them up here. That's how you know that song is a hit. Yeah. And I'm talking about from the perspective of the POV of the person that dropped the song, right? I'm sure everybody, different stakeholders in the game have their own definition of what a hit is. Yeah. But for me as an artist, is that thing that ticks all the pillars and the categories to the next level. Yeah. Visibly, in a way that is undeniable. Yeah. Right? Yeah.
And before, we'll probably unpack those pillars a little bit later. Before you decided to wear the cape of saying, I want to be the artist, right? Yeah. Let's trace it back to the time where you would listen to music and you labeled those songs hit.
Yeah, I like
which
that.
tunes come top of mind?
Yeah, which tunes come top of mind?
Top of mind that early on in your life, you're like this song is a hit. Yes.
I mean, depends. I mean, that's so big because that's talking about...
It could be songs that were big in Nigeria. It could be songs...
Maybe but are you talking about African songs?
Any song that top of mind, you're like, this for me is a hit, period.
But you see, that's crazy because for me, it's any song that I was hearing in Nigeria, I felt was a hit because, especially if it was coming from another part of the world, because it's I feel like for it to reach here and for it to be jamming here, this song, it must be huge. I already had that context, you know? And that range is wide. That's from songs I don't know, man. Okay, I'm in South Africa, so let me say, when I heard Ngud, I felt that was a hit record because I keep hearing it and I'm here and it didn't come from here. So to me, you know, it must be a hit. Was Ngud a hit here?
No, it was.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's Yeah, that's when I was younger, if I'm hearing it in Nige and it's not from Nige, this is a hit jam.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and also Nigerian songs that were hit, you knew. I mean, Sakiti Bobo, you hear those records, this is a banger.
Yeah.
Even when I'm trying to go back younger to like maybe like Two-Face.
Yeah.
This to me, I'm hearing it on the radio all the time. I want to hear the song. I bought the CD now, I'm jamming. This is a hit.
Yeah.
So the songs that didn't go away, regardless, and that, out of your control, you kept hearing them. That to me felt like those were hit songs.
I love the fact that you brought Two-Face, right? Because in South Africa, almost every hair salon you'd go to,
Two-Face,
African Queen would be ringing off.
Staple record.
Massive tune.
It's massive, and another thing about hits that used to define hits is obviously relatability. Relatability that's not even confined by the region that you're from. Those are like, and there's probably different tiers to hits.
Yeah.
There's probably the hits, and then there's the world traveling records that go everywhere in the world.
Yeah.
But at least the hit record, that it has some kind of relatability that takes it from out of its original community to several other layers outside of it, several degrees outside of it. And I guess how far it goes is probably what determines the scale of the hit.
And also living in a time that we're living in now with the internet, the hit can literally hit any part of the world as a bomb.
At any time, off anything, bro. Sheesh, might not even be your music. Might be a derivative of your music combined with that other guy's music and then that other guy's voiceover. That's the hit. These days it's crazy, man.
And you say that, and maybe you help me understand this a little bit better. Like, for example, in South Africa, an artist can come through from Limpopo and have a hit in that region, but the hit does not translate the same to a different province. Does that also play out the same as an artist coming from Nigeria, where you think of different states of Niger and you think maybe of languages, or when you put out music, are you just thinking of hoping that the song is going to resonate to Nigeria, or maybe that's not top of mind? When you were starting out, what was your approach to the music?
Two things I hear from that. One is if like there's times where a record can hit somewhere in the region but not really translate to another region. Yes, for sure, and I think that just speaks to the differences in ethnicities or cultural, whatever it is, the practices that we all have. A song maybe has a particular rhythm, and because of that, if it sounds like something indigenous to a particular tribe, so it hits in a particular space. And I think that can happen, for sure. But then that happens here, like it happens at home, like it happens here.
Yeah.
But I guess the difference is how you guys are divided, or how, what I mean is like how you have provinces versus then cities and then townships. So it's like everybody's from somewhere, which I find interesting. Like he's from so and so, which is close to so and so township. So we'll just go ahead and say Durban. Do you know what I'm saying? He's from Durban. So, but it's like everybody's from somewhere. In Nige, in music, yes, everybody's from somewhere too. Some guys are from Port Harcourt, other guys are from, Lagos Island, and, those kind of things. But the slight difference is that a lot of us are congregated in Lagos, and a lot of us are from, even though our family is not originally from Lagos, a lot of us are born and raised in Lagos. So yeah, you might have a hood in Lagos, but you're not maybe repping like where you're from.
Yeah,
I was still all from Lagos. So it's like, yeah, things can still pop off in different ways, but I guess what is different about the spaces is how we, I don't know how to explain it, but you know what I'm saying, how we are grouped. It's different. Than here. The second thing you said is, how did my approach to music was never really built around hits. Thinking about hits is a byproduct of having a hit to me. When I was in it prior, indie artists pushing, reaching for it, these were dreams that I have. You always see yourself in your mind's eye, like on a stage with millions of people singing or saying your stuff. What you're thinking about is a hit. Crazy, but you don't know it's a hit. You just know you see yourself somewhere. Your understanding of what a hit is, either financially, commercially, mentally, can only really happen when you have a hit. Right? So there was no way I was approaching music intending to make hits. I was approaching music to flex an ability that I was discovering that I had, and to fulfill a passion inside me, and slowly but surely also to like connect to more people because I was realizing the fan base was growing. So that was also giving me another like kind of motivation as well, you know, beyond the personal side. But you can only talk hits after you have a hit. If you don't have a hit.
When it comes to you, the internet will share Jaya, the internet will share Know You, Feelings, Running, Big Energy, just some of the songs that the internet will mention as hits next to the name Ladipoe. The first time you experienced the feeling of, I think this is it. I think we got a hit. It could have been in a smaller scale before the big scale. Which tune would you put out? Or single out?
It'll be Know You. For sure.
Yeah.
The first pre-hit that I only understood was a hit, maybe in the last couple of years, was a song called Marry Me.
Yeah.
So I did a song called Marry Me with Fowls and Yemi Alade.
Shout out to Fowls, man.
Yeah, big shout out to Fowls, you know. Big shout out to Yemi as well, man.
Yeah.
Because we hunted for somebody to be on that hook. Fowls looked for somebody to be on that hook and eventually got Yemi and she killed it. But like, that song, you know, you were talking about what's the definition of a hit. In my definition, that song was a hit for Fowls because it took where he was and it brought a lot of visibility that changed things from here to here. It was a visible time he could probably point to and say that was a hit, right? And I was part of that song, but it wasn't a hit for me. So you can say this is the definition of a hit, but it really is a case-by-case situation. So for me, that wasn't a hit because I wasn't really prepared as an artist. I wasn't really an artist. At that point in time, I could rap and I knew that and I was exploring that and I was going to studios and I linking with this guy, linking with this guy. But I didn't know what to do next. Now this song, Marry Me, is buzzing and my verse is everywhere. And the concept of Marry Me, that's something I wrote. I wrote that verse and then Fowls heard the beat that me and Sparks did and he took it on and then created the song and then put it out. So my verse is everywhere. But I'm just at home like, okay, not even connecting to that. So it's not a hit for me, but Know You. I'm making music at this point in time. I've been putting music out. I've been an indie artist. Now I'm on a label. We're trying to figure things out. It's rough. Start is confusing. Nothing is picking. I'm trying to figure out who I am and what I'm meant to be doing now, you know, and then we have a time where it's like I'm about to put out a song, lockdown is happening, I'm about to put out a song, and then for some other reasons, I decide I'm not putting out that song anymore. And then the replacement track was Know You. Now, Know You is particularly special because I recorded that song in 2017, right? And that's when I was working my first project, Talk About Poe. It just didn't sound like it fit. And so I kept it. At one point, Simi was like, will you not give me that track? You know, this one that you're not dropping it. You know, big shout out to Simi.
Big shout out to Simi, man.
That's my girl.
Oh, man.
You know, so like, but I held it on and I said, you know, trust me. And then we have this track, we decide not to drop it and we switched to Know You. Yeah. I Know You comes out at a time that you couldn't even predict. You know, lockdown was crazy. Nobody knew what was going on. And Know You comes out and it's like, and it's not in true, I don't want to say if I want to say rap artist fashion or whatever, the win was hard still. Because Know You, we dropped it. It came out cool. It was really nice. People liked it. But, you know, then eventually we say, oh, it's on the charts. It's on 100. Yeah. Yo, it's on 79. Dang. Then another day it's like, yo, guys, it's on 52. And everybody's like, hold on. It's on 47. It's 35. Moving. Yo, you guys, top 20, 19. It's crazy, guys, in the group. All these gifts are going crazy. And then like, it's 5, it's 2, it's 1. Poe, you have the #1 song in the country. Coming from where I'm coming from, that's, you know, okay, so that's, first and foremost, that's, there's levels, the validation. Oh my God. I was involved, I made that with Simi and it's #1. 2, the understanding of the commercial value. Because now this challenge that I also put together as a package deal with the song, me and Simi doing the Know You challenge, caught on and a brand is saying, yo, we like that challenge.
Now there's money.
That's money.
There's money now.
It's 2 levels. 3, validation from the fan base. Yeah. Now the fan base, oh wait, there's more of y'all. Dang. Where did all y'all come from? So it's on many levels.
Yeah.
This is what I'm talking about. High notes, everything is going up. That's a hit. And that changed everything. One, I knew what it meant immediately as an artist to put out music and make money.
Yeah.
Because that wasn't the case before that.
Yeah.
So my approach wasn't 4 hits, but luckily that doesn't mean you can't get hits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a beautiful story. You won't find it anywhere else. And as you're sharing this story, what's beautiful about as you go back to these moments, your body language changed. Because it's like, you still remember that feeling, number 45.
I'm connected
Number 2.
to it.
It's a golden moment. And this is what I mean when I say having a hit or having a song that resonates to people on that scale where it ends up charting that high, it changes your thinking. And I want to take it back to before Know You. You talked about Marry Me because there's so many artists who are fortunate enough to be in positions where they have access. You know, you mentioned Falz, big name. Yemi Alade, big name. Simi, big name. Maybe at the time, all of you guys were probably in the same mindset with where you guys are. But now when you look back for anyone watching, like these guys already established. And some people feel if you tap into that energy as an artist on the come up, obviously you're going to get a hit, but it doesn't play out like that.
It doesn't play
Just
out
because you got a verse from a Ladi or you got a verse from a Nasty,
it does
not
mean
guarantee you'll have a hit.
It's not.
The learnings from that moment where you saw it working for Falz, before Know You, what did you learn and take away from that hit moment?
Which, from the Falz moment or Know You?
The Marry Me moment, before we got to Know You.
Okay.
What did you take away? Because you said it did not work for you. The learnings for that moment, which made you a better artist when you dropped Know You.
Interesting. I did not fully understand what I needed to learn from that moment until I started to regularly release music as an artist and regularly have to figure out how to put in a combination of my resources or whatever other resources I could find to release this song and try to figure out how to get people to hear the song. When I started to get into the process of being an artist, I started to understand why I was not equipped to take advantage of that moment. Because in that moment, I was not an artist. I was very much definitely, like I said on my Traffic on a Monday, traffic is as bad as the news on the front page. Judging by my salary, I might as well be unpaid. My boss has the audacity to call me on a Sunday. It'd be like, say, chop craze. I was going to work, and that's what I was doing. And I could rap.
Yeah.
So that's the life I was living. I was not equipped. So the learnings kind of came when I started to become an artist. And I realized that, it's about, and I'm still learning this. I don't think I learned it completely. It's about the steps. It's almost like 100 steps before something can become something. And if you're not taking those steps on a regular basis, you can't connect even big moments into motion because you don't even have electricity must flow through a pathway. There's it has to flow through a conduit. And if that's not set up, it's going to be, energy is going to get lost.
Yeah.
So really, I think that's the thing. So the learnings took time, but they came. It made me realize that I need to be an artist more or less all the time.
Yeah.
To be able to grow as an artist.
Yeah.
I can't be an artist at this moment and then another moment I'm something else. I have to actually feed this thing, And by Know You, I had been through cycles of being indie. I had been signed now for, at that point, 2.5 years or something like that. So I've been through different cycles of learning. Brother. And the journey, this whole thing is just a big risk. That's what's crazy about it. People don't understand. It's like, see, you're out there on stage, doing your thing. I know you love it. The boy is fresh. The boy looks nice. The verses are clean. But getting there was a massive risk.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
You didn't know it was going to take. You really don't know. You just are there because you like it. And then one thing happened, and another thing happened, another thing happened. So I think one of the things that's important to know is the person that is navigating it, that's who they are. They are not all completely the superstar you see. They are somebody who is navigating something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go to Know You again. Know You is your moment, and we'll put Simi. What changes? Like, what changed? Because now you said you got validation, there's brands, your song is pretty much everywhere. What are the immediate changes that you started noticing?
Before I could pay my rent.
Yeah.
First off, that was the first thing. The first thing was like I could pay my rent. Because the last year paying that rent was from, this year, there was the money to pay that rent. There was the money to pay back the money that was owed. There was the money to buy the laptop now so we can do it now. It was those little things, it wasn't anything big.
Yeah.
Well, rent is huge, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was those things first that made me realize, and then also, at that point in time now, your followers count is low. All those things really mattered. Now it's 150K followers. Bro. What? So those things, those are the first things you noticed. And it's hard to look past the fact that you made money. But I think the main thing is also that there was just a lot more people now, talking about Ladipoe as, man, he's been doing it and it deserves it, and it put my name out there.
Yeah.
And I think those are the first things I noticed. But I'll have to say is rent, brother. At the end of the day, paying my rent was the first thing.
Yeah.
Crazy. I think it's a beautiful feeling when you earn off what you love to do.
That's true.
It will always be rare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And figuring out your value or the rate at that time.
That is always a journey and so key.
Please take me through it.
Figuring out
when you look at probably maybe the rate at Marry Me, it's different to Know You.
Because there's so many things in between.
So many things now.
I mean, Marry Me, then after that, I did a record called Adore Her, which is the first time my own song was on radio.
Yeah.
I did Feel Alright with Shouldn't Count, which is another really signature song because it was a whole cultural movement behind that. And I was dropping my own stuff, but all of that, you're not quite seeing how it connects to making money. You understand? Because you're putting the songs there, you're doing radio and all those kind of things. You're going there. Before you weren't getting access to radio. Now, small, you're getting access to radio. Okay, nice. But nobody's booking you for shows. You're still going for open mic nights. Do you know what I'm saying? You're still doing stuff. People say that, it's for you. At the end of the day, it's exposure. There's no bag here, So it's you're not immediately seeing that connection.
Yeah.
Right? But it's you start to understand your value when you can say, I've created this thing. And because I've created this thing, therefore I can get this in return.
Yeah.
And you can understand that in a tangible way. And that can only really start happening as your efforts start to pay off. There's no skipping the process of going and doing the open mic nights. I mean, today's equivalent is dropping a freestyle on Instagram. That might go viral. But then it was you got to go get up and put your face out there. The effort of doing that over time leads you to start to slowly understand your value. Because even then, maybe you start to be more liked. And then people say, okay, come and sing at my wedding. And then you sing at the wedding. If you do something at the wedding, before you do the next wedding, you'll say, I don't want to do that. If you want me, then you have to accept. You start to understand what you can do. My point is, understanding your value is a byproduct of actually putting out stuff and chasing. That's there's no quick way to get it.
Yeah.
Going through that process teaches you what you need to know. And then eventually, if you're fortunate, you have a song that people understand what commercial means, bro. People say, oh, he went mainstream or he sold out or it's commercial. What does that even mean? It's always said in a derogatory light.
As if you've decided to change.
What is that supposed to mean? See, commercial is just simply that I put out a song and now somebody is saying that they want to pay me money to hear it.
And you need to eat.
And being commercial doesn't mean that I can't be real. Doesn't mean I'm not writing real stuff or putting out real stuff or putting my music in a way that really represents me.
Yeah.
Commercial just means somebody's willing to pay me money, bro.
Yeah.
So if it's supposed to be bad, okay, I'll be bad.
Yeah.
So to me, it's understanding value is going through the process, which hopefully leads you to more opportunities.
Yeah.
More opportunities help you understand your value.
Yeah.
Now,
after you put out these singles, right? You put out these singles, and one catches fire. Does it hinder or inspire the way you approach the next single you make?
Crazy guy. Sabby, you crazy.
Because I think about this, man. Sometimes, for example, I'll bring it in a local context in South Africa where a guy, for example, like Kwesta Ngutu picks fire. And then when you put out the next single, people say, it probably sounds similar to that. But it worked. So why not try something similar inspired by what worked? I don't know if that's something that probably happens with most artists where you're like, yo, man, we found a formula.
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't a voice. Maybe it was in the filter you used,
Yeah.
you know, in the edit. Maybe it was, I don't know, it could have been anything.
Yeah.
Does that happen?
100%. It has to happen. What works will always create a lens in which you see to decide what you'll do next.
Yeah.
That's life. Your ambition leads to, when it leads to something you wanted, that will always make you decide how you will do your next thing.
Yeah.
That's inevitable. So we park that to the side. Now you bring it to the world of music and it's like, that song hit. I feel like every artist it's kind of based on what they're about.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like if Questa feels like, you know, like that sound helps that flow really stand out, because Questa has such a unique voice.
Oh yeah.
And the way
Distinct.
he uses it on records is just his own. So if he has decided, I like how this partnership with my vocal and this type of bounce works, and it hit, they don't know I have 10 more that they crazy, collect, then that's the strategy. If it's maybe another artist where it's like my style is, you don't know where I'm coming from next because my flow is unpredictable and I want to keep you guessing, then maybe the strategy for them is like, now they're listening, won't give them more of the same. I'm going to let them know that I can do this too. Then that's the strategy. But the success of the hit lets everybody know that this is valid. And one thing it guarantees that everybody's going to want to go again. But I think that what might differ from artist to artist is the strategy you take. And I guess some people, they stick to the same formula. Sometimes maybe they stick to it too long.
Yeah.
Just switched up, bro. And other people, maybe you switched up too early.
Yeah.
Maybe you needed to make sure people know that, say, now you're the one that owns that sound.
Yeah.
You know, so it really depends on the artist and the moment. You know, I feel like people, when they make judgments, you know, they always do it from a place of knowing how everything panned out. But you are not there in the room when we did not know. You are not there when the money that came for it, we decided to either use it and put it back in music or flex on it now. If we flexed on it now, there's no more money. Maybe we're so desperate that now we have to do it how we did it before.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Yeah.
But at the same time, though, like I feel like it's variable, man. It switches team to team, gang to gang, artist to artist.
So we turn up the tempo a little bit, right? Because these two songs kind of shape you to become a certain person, a different kind of superstar. Do we even say superstar at that point in time?
Well, I know you.
Because now we're moving up from know you.
Oh yeah,
Right.
I know you definitely didn't. I won't say superstar because there's one key thing that was missing. We couldn't perform it. It was lockdown, so we couldn't go anywhere. That song was digital. A lot of it was digital and radio. Yeah. You know, so there was. While I saw the efforts of becoming like what it could be as a recording artist, the success you can have with a song, I didn't really fully know the success of a performing artist, what it means to be everywhere performing. That brings a different kind of visibility.
Yeah.
I didn't have that context because we did house.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So yeah, that wasn't until feeling.
Let's talk about digital, because now we're in a time where digital kind of gives you a sense of how hot my stuff is out in the world. When you looked at your DMs at that point in time, what shocked you?
Which point in time?
Like, you know, at the time where you have currency. You know what I mean? Was there ever a time where it could have been a Facebook DM, it could have been a DM on Instagram from someone you idolized or looked up to, where you felt like, we outside, they know us? That validation from someone you looked up to that said, I see you and I love what you're doing.
Yes. I'm trying to think of a specific one. That's what's making me take a while. And I can't think of a specific one because it was kind of obvious, because I remember we were like, because the challenge was like, the song has this, my part, her part,
yes.
his, hers part. So I do a challenge, Simi responds. So that challenge was blowing up, people were doing their thing. And at first we're trying to get more people to do it so they could, blow up more and more recognized faces. I remember the conversations we're having. I'll hit up guys, like, yo, bro, how far, like, can you... Onto one of my guys, to be honest, I rate him, I don't want to say no names, but, he's a popular actor in Nigeria. And I rate him for his reaction, because he hit me up, he's like, bro, all these promos that you see me doing, all these other TikToks or whatever I'm doing, is a bag I'm collecting on. And I'm just yelling because you're my guy, that I know I'm down to do this piece, but like, it's a bag. And I rated him because it's like, I know you are seeing goodwill and your song is moving, or you think it, but this is how the world works. And I appreciated that.
Give you a sense of reality.
A sense of reality.
Yeah.
But fast forward maybe a month later, Know You at that point was undeniable. My bro has done the challenge. I didn't have to try.
Because it worked for him.
Yeah,
There was
so
a
to me,
currency.
that validation was so rampant that I can't think of a specific DM where I was like, we have arrived. I knew we had arrived at that point in time because I had not seen this kind of behavior from people. For people who are doing it, I didn't ask. The biggest celebrities in the country.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, no, this is up.
Yeah.
But of course, there certain DMs came in and there's validation, but most of the biggest ones comes from your guys.
Yeah.
Because they'll be like, yo, I knew it.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for this moment. That's bigger than any... I mean, I remember when Adebayo, football player, was using Know You. One of the people that blew it up, because he used it early. Shout out to, Basket Mouth.
Yeah.
Basket Mouth was early. Him and his wife, you know. You know what I'm saying? So like, but yeah, it's when your guys hit you up and be like, yo, bro, I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew they will see one day.
Yeah.
That's the bigger one.
Let's go to Feeling.
Sheesh. Sheesh.
That thing is a monster.
Yeah, man.
How does it come about?
Yo, man. I want to say, because there's two answers.
Yeah.
There's the, nonchalant rap artist answer, like, yo, bro, you know how we do, man. Just go into the studio and like, we just, keep it real. And like, I called Benson and we did our thing. It was nice, it was fire. But then there's the other side that is like, as an artist, and I think that's why they call them tortured artists, is a constant cycle of proving to yourself / proving to others that, no, you don't see it how I see it. This is how it's constantly a back and forth with proving or having some kind of like chip on your shoulder, having to prove yourself. You know what I mean? And Feeling came off the back of Know You. We're done Know You in 2020. At this point in time, that was nice, but we couldn't tour. Cool. So I'm back recording, and most times on the label, they need you to drop, like, here, 50 songs. I think out of this 10, this is the one. I'm more like, here's 2. And I think it should be this one.
Yeah.
So it's like, I was coming off the fact of having to prove myself. I feel like, now that this has happened, I'm very confident in giving you what I'm about and telling you what I think, like, music that can come from a rap artist from this country can sound like. And I'm about to show you. So I was recording with that kind of energy. But I wasn't delivering to the label like 10, 15 songs. I remember when I submitting was Feeling and another song, because I gave them 2 songs. And I'm like, and I think it's this song. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it was coming off the back of trying to prove something. But the studio was right, linked up with Benson. I actually called him down to do another song. Feeling was the other song we did. The other song.
Bro, I love the fact that you mentioned that, because when I listen to Feeling, that's why I just wanted to, go back to the lyrics again, right? That's what I picked up my phone. There's a vibrato, there's an energy of, this is how I'm feeling. There's an energy of, this is where I'm mentally at. It's like there's a personal note to it, in a sense where when I look up the lyrics, like, for example, you kick it off, it's Ladipoe, for those who don't know. Get familiar, this is who I am. And that alone is a statement, because one would feel like by the time that song starts or by the time that song was released, you had reached a level where you don't have to say your name. One would feel like that. And then you like, I like the way I'm feeling now. No one come use your reggae spoil my blues and rhythm now. I like the way that I'm feeling now. I get small thing, way they stress me, way out of my feeling, and nothing can stress me.
Yeah.
It's real in the sense that none of you guys can shake me. I'm so rooted right now. Take me through the writing of that song, because it does feel like I was reading pages of your diary when I read through the lyrics.
Yo, I like, I think Feeling was really real and organic. And that organicness came from Benson. A lot of the organicness in how people connected with the record, because, we're in the studio and I'd picked the beats, which is where trusting yourself really comes into play. I'd already linked up with Andre Vibes, who produced the song, and we had, picked some songs that I liked. And I picked 2 songs, and I wanted Benson on one. We called him to the studio. When we eventually played Feeling, he really liked it, you know, and I thought he didn't like it. I was about to skip it. You know, I'll give them 30 seconds. I'm the kind of person that's like, play. And if you like something, you tell me to go back. It's just like 30 seconds, about to say skip. He's like, hold on. And he got up and he dropped the hook.
So he'd already had a hook?
No.
Okay.
The instrumental was just there. He dropped the hook once. And once we heard it, it was like, that's it. And you can't, organicness like that, bro, it's not as if every time it can just happen like that. So that, I think it just coming from there straight to the microphone, that's the same pathway it took when it was entering people's, from the you know, your earphones or from the radio straight to people's hearts. Because it's like, no, can't use your reggae, spoil my blues. And that's a statement that is popular in Nigeria. Don't bring that thing over here. This thing that you're carrying in your body, don't use it to spoil what I got going on. Because I like the way I'm feeling now. And I feel like that's a powerful thing in a country like Nigeria, where you have to fight to, you arm yourself in hope every day to combat, like can be hostile sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So like we gave people a weapon with that song. Yeah. You know? Yeah, for sure.
Feeling from the outside was a monster. And you had gone through different levels of fame, different levels of superstarness.
To be honest with you, that's where it started from.
That's what I was going to ask you. Now, how different was the hit moment from Feeling? Was it you seeing that you're charting in France, charting in different countries? Man, in South Africa, they know me. Because that's the thing also about music. Music makes you realize how massive the world is.
Yeah.
Take me through your realization of this wave is different.
See, man, you know, it's crazy because of not just the scope of it, but the time frame. It was quick.
Yeah.
Like, I remember posting 72 hours were number 1 in the country. And it wasn't with an arrogance, it was gosh.
In 72 hours, you know, that's crazy.
But it was also definitely a big energy of like, and they told me rap can't do this. They talking, I know. I'm here now. You know, It had that feeling as well, for sure. And but yeah, I'd seen chart performance be a metric before with Know You, different countries adopting it. Like in the East, it went crazy, you know. And Feeling now was touching more places and more regions. But now I'd seen the chart performance. I had been through what it felt like in the group when they said it's now 89, 54. But what was new was now we were getting booked for shows. Yo, that's crazy.
That's mad.
But it was tough because now that's in the layers. You know, I told you about, you know, the hits, things that support artistry, you start to realize them the more you become an artist. So now, what does it mean if you're getting booked for shows? I think if you ask an average person, probably the first thing they'll say is, we are now is up, we're spending money, cars. Bro, how do you even negotiate your rates? Did you know? Do you have a team member that can do that? Do you have that skill? How do you handle the business of receiving a booking for the show? So that's another level that the artist has to come online to. And yeah, some people have labels, great. Oh, he has a label, his label, how do you know his label is? The label will offer what they can offer, and they offer as much advice as they can, but there's the knowledge the artist has to learn and to start to see who else needs to be part of their movement for the movement to be a movement. Because it's one thing to get booked for shows, but if you don't know how to negotiate, if you don't know where the money should go, or what you should do, or, you know, then all of a sudden, it doesn't matter if you're getting booked for shows, bro. So there's that. So there was that I realized I had to get under control. I had to understand, you know, and start to build a team around myself, you know. And that is another thing that told me. So it's not only the positive success that lets you know that shit is happening, it's the work and the vision expansion that lets you know that shit is moving. Because now you have to think about shit you weren't thinking about before. Do you understand? So like, those are the things that were letting me know that this is crazy. You know, and also like, on the outside, you know, it's up and that's changing. But also now it's like family, you know?
Ish.
Because now, you know...
Everybody now sees you on the TV every time. They think you got money.
That's one side of it.
Yeah.
That's one side of it. Hey, God, that's one side of it for sure. All of a sudden, people are now hitting you up for stuff that, you know, you're like, how do you even know I have that? That's a crazy number, bro. You know, but more from the family aspect of, you know, I was expecting a son at that time, you know, and that's the same time I had my biggest record. And you can see anybody who's in this space can see the beauty of that, but they can also see the tough side of it too, because the beauty is this new life. Maybe you thought you couldn't afford it before, but now the possibility to afford it off your music is now there. It's crazy. But then it's like, you have to leave them. You may not be there. You know, things like that. So it's like, that's another level. I never had to make sacrifices like this before. So the sacrifices have changed. These are all the things that come with people. A hit song is a hit song.
Yeah.
It means the vanity metrics, the numbers went up, this went up. It means the labels are taking notice of you. That happened. But it also means now the sacrifices are real, because now you have to go to that show. You have to leave the family.
Yeah.
Do you understand? And you're leaving the family at a time where it's kind of critical.
Now you come across as a selfish person, but
you could.
That's what success requires at times.
But it also requires you to grow to handle that. So I mean, like, you asked me, what are the things I recognized that were different? And these are the things that are different, slightly different from Know You. The sacrifices became bigger.
Ish.
You know what I mean? The money, the bag, when I saw the first check, it was up, it was up for sure.
Take me through that.
Yeah, I mean,
the one check that you saw, and it made all of it worth it.
It had already made it worth it from the time that I could pay for the. That's the thing. My thing is I began too real.
Yes.
But it's like it was worth it from the time that I could afford to say, you know, I'm traveling and I have to go and do this show and I've got to leave you behind, but I can pay this nanny. I can pay for this nanny. I can afford to pay, because that's expensive. Childcare is difficult because it wasn't, the kid wasn't born in Nigeria. You know, so it's like to do that out of your pocket through the thing you do.
And not kind of feel it.
That's what it was already valid from there. Yeah. And all the sacrifices were valid because I could put that in place. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that was the thing that solved everything. Your presence, nothing can replace your presence. But being able to at least offer you being able to plan that support it does a lot. But like, bro, no, I'm not gonna lie. Yes, I mean, other things. There's some checks came in, and I saw, you can really make money from streaming.
Yeah.
Oh wow. I mean, that leads us to a whole thing about, you know, how much you make from Nigeria, but you can make, and seeing that really let me know that, I'm meant for this.
Yeah.
These leagues, I can navigate it. But I'm about creating my own lane, but I can navigate it.
Yeah.
I'm meant to be here.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, now what's next? Let's go. You know what I'm saying? So the money was nice, but I had enough groundedness. Bro, see, let me tell you something. It's different when it pops for you early. I don't know how it is. I don't have that context of when you first dropped the music and it just entered. Everybody was messing with you and it's up. That was not my journey. So like, if that was my journey, maybe it might have been nothing and the money might have gone fast, but it was not my journey. And seeing that money come in, I was like, I want this money to stay. So I was kind of like, I did what I had to do. I enjoyed the fact that it was here and all that kind of stuff. But I was like, okay, I don't want to go back. And I know what it was like to be an artist that wasn't seeing. So I need this to continue, you know what I'm saying? So there was some groundedness. I wasn't so like drunk off it. Yeah.
These are the stories that people never know about having a hit moment, because from the outside looking in, it all just looks well calculated.
Yeah.
But there's moments where artists have a moment that they can't fight. And I've seen it so many times where you stand on stage and you perform the song. And you can't even perform the song because the crowd is performing it back.
No Feeling was definitely one of those songs, man.
And when you perform the song, you're not performing it in your home country. It's in a foreign land. Take me to the first experience you had of that moment with Feelings. Where are you?
Dang.
And how does it feel like?
Which show? I'm trying to think which show would have given me that feeling the most. Because we've been to Germany, we've been to Australia, we've been to Zimbabwe, Uganda, East. No, I haven't done a show in Kenya. Kenya, I cannot wait. But like, I'm trying to think of which one gave me that, like, hey, God, see what's up. Okay. All right. This was not in any other country. This was in, and I hope I get the name of the school right. I think it was Ambrose Ali.
Yeah.
A university, a small university.
Right, yeah.
Yes. I don't remember the name of the area, but I pulled up there. There was no stage or anything like that. They said, "Yeah, climb this car." We drove in the car. That's the car we drove in. It's like, "Where's the stage?" We saw the stage. I said, no, can't walk. Climbed the car, came out of the sunroof. We had just dropped running. And at that point in time, I didn't think how they're going to know running. We just dropped running. And the phone lights. There's a video somewhere. I'm on top of the car. Just crazy. These are not, because I call my core fan base lifelines. These lifelines, these people that knew me before, these are people that they are part of the motion of what's happening. And it was. This is a university and in somewhere in Nigeria. We're not even the one when we go to Germany. And it was just the energy of it. I was like, they're feeling this. And then they're singing the words of running right back to me, and it just came out. So I'm like, okay, this is crazy. Then of course it's obviously up when I'm on stage in Germany in Fireboy, and he's like, I've done my set, but then he's doing his set, and then I come back and we do running together, and it's just like, shoo, look at this sea of African people and others. Yeah, I think that those moments, they're really like, it's special, man.
Yeah, bro.
It's special because it's like, I know everybody sees like, oh, the artist is up now. Why is the stadium not filled up? Why is it?
Yeah.
Those are things that for y'all to consider, and it's cool that you think about it. Oh, his show was not packed. This one filled up the stadium. That one, bro, the honor is performing for people who came there to watch you do your thing and are there to love it, and you see them loving it back. I cannot describe to you that kind of energy. That's the main thing. Packed or not packed. It was 10 people there, we shut it down. 1,000 people there, it's up. Yeah. Don't play with me. This is what I do. And I feel like as an artist, you always have to like know why you do what you do. And so to help you protect it before they use the vanity metrics to confuse you, you have to always remember, this is why I do what I do. Unless, man, it will lead you to a place you can't get out of.
I just got a few more questions. Let me go back to 3 points before we wrap up, right? And this is what I've noticed damages or ruins most artists, right? You have a hit and temptation and lust knock at the door, and it kind of like takes away from the moment because now you're on the press for the bad things. And how are you able to navigate that? Keep disciplined.
Wow. I feel like there's no avoiding the things that, there's no avoiding knowing what allows you to do what you do. I think that's the first thing. It's kind of keying into, okay, what lets me do what I love? Because there was a time where it was just getting up and rapping. That's it. Then now it's like, what also allows me to do what I love is maybe, I don't know, because you said lust. So maybe now you're seeing somebody, and because they're holding it down while you're away, it allows you to freely do what you need to. Now that matters. So I think first and foremost is keying into the things that allow you to do what you love, to now make you decide, because I feel like discipline is choices. It's a series of repeated choices. And like, once you know what it is that you're fighting for, you now need to know, okay, these are the things I have to consistently do to keep what I'm fighting for, so that doesn't dissolve and that doesn't disintegrate. Do you know what I mean? To stay in this house, I have to keep paying my rent. If I stop paying my rent, they'll kick me out. Do you know what I'm saying? So if I'm in a relationship or something like that and I'm not there, I'm absent. And even when I'm absent, even if I'm present, I'm not present.
You're not present.
Yeah, yes. You know what I'm saying? Then those things will start to, so it's like first determining those things, and then the choices is now, how hard do you want to work for them, bro? And I think that human beings, we oftentimes learn lessons the hard way. But if you're lucky, you'll learn the lesson. Yeah. And that is what helps you say, I need to be disciplined. You know, it helps decide what you need to be disciplined on. How I've done it is I've made my own wayward errors, mistakes, miscalculations, wrong choices. Not that person. It should have been there. Should have been at this time. And I've had to learn from those. And then over time, it becomes clear of the kind of person I want to be. Also because of the people I associate with. You know what I'm saying? Because if this is what it's going to take for me to win, then I have to behave in this way. And if I have to behave in this way, then I have to do this all the time. And I think those kind of choices are all personal, bro. And I feel like it's a shame because the world is so harsh on people when they make mistakes these days, you know?
That's true.
It's crazy, you know? People are just trying, you know what I'm saying? Fame is unnatural, bro. It is not natural to be so known by people. Why are we taking this picture and you're saying, oh, can you peck me on the cheek? Why are you asking me that? So it's like...
Why would you say something in my boob? It's weird.
Why? Do you know what I'm saying? And why are we at this show and as I'm performing, why are you trying to grope in the wrong places? It's weird. It makes people do strange things. And not just the people who are watching the famous person, even the famous person does strange things. So it's like, to me, it's like, it's a crazy place to navigate. But I think you can only have discipline when you know what you need to be disciplined for. Then you now know what you need to be disciplined about. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And for me, powerful. Like, yeah.
Before I let you go, bro, there's an artist who's having their feeling moment now. Their running moment now. They honestly think they know what they're doing, but they probably still sleeping on the couch, but the song is ringing off on the radio. They don't have a music video, so they're relying on the reels. Any advice?
Wait, are you asking about an artist on the come up?
No, the artist who is experiencing their first...
My song for the first time.
No, yeah, you're giving advice to an artist in that position.
Okay.
They are experiencing their first hit.
Okay, their first hit song. I see what you mean.
Yeah, like, what do you tell them? How do you help them navigate this moment now?
It's funny because there's this young artist who's popping off in Nigeria right now. Shout out Priest. What's the name of his song? Akunuche. It's going off crazy. Yeah. Everybody go mess with that record. And the only thing I said to him was like, just make sure you have a lot of music. And that's advice to somebody who's having a record that is moving specifically. Is all that music you've been creating, now is your time to hit them with it on a steady basis. Don't play. And also find a way to balance your increased visibility, which would mean more shows, more events, more things that take you away from the studio, with a consistent recording habit. Your job as an artist is not just to make the music, but it's to release it. It has to be released. That completes the cycle of an artist. So even if it is success, even if it is more money, more visibility, more fans, if it interrupts your cycle of being an artist, which involves releasing music, recording music, then you have something to fix. You know what I mean? And then I would say, start to gain capacity, start to grow your team. And team members, I know it's hard to find the right people, but, some pointers are picking people who have your time. Somebody who has your time. Somebody who's motivated by things that you don't need to provide.
That's true.
These are the people that make good team members, and then people who can be real with you, can be honest. And you can be honest with them too. And there's accountability in the relationship. So I think those things are key. Yeah. If you're having a moment, you need to create the music to have more moments and create the capacity to handle the shift.
Ladi, I think you're dope, bro. Thank you so much for coming through.
And thank you. This guy hit me up in 2021. When we were on the radio station, I didn't connect the dots, but I went and I checked. It's like, you hit me up. You said, bro, you got one. Yeah. And to me, how I see it is, this is a moment. You don't know the end of feeling. I made a record that is one thing to have a hit. It's another thing to have something that's evergreen. Yeah. That can become a classic. Yeah. And I feel like it's what happens to be one of those songs,
Bro, from the first time I saw you, Nigeria has a thing. It's like, if you don't sing, you won't make it. And you're one of those guys that from the first time I saw you, I was like, there's something about this dude. There was a time where guys like Ice Prince had decided to stop rapping a little bit, went on a hiatus, and it was so dope to see someone coming through with a different energy, a different nuance, and to see you shine and still stand strong, super cool. And one thing we're also going to be doing on the show is I'm also going to place a sneaker here that I feel best represents the artist that I'm featuring. This is a rare, and I think you're a rare ninja from Nigeria. Spa, tell me about this sneaker, dog, because I think it's the best way to describe him. He's a rare dude.
True that. The Rare Air is an iconic sneaker that holds a special place in the hearts of sneaker enthusiasts and basketball fans alike. Designed by the legendary Tinker Hatfield, was introduced firstly in 1989. The Rare Jordan is a version that stands out for its unique features, such as the absent, a traditional Air Nike logo replaced instead with the Air Jordan branding on the heel tab. This small but significant change undercovers or underscores its exclusivity, setting it apart from the other iterations from the Jordan 4.
It's 4s, it's iconic. Air, that's what your music gives to the people.
Sheesh.
And one thing I like about the sneaker also, you can strap this part out, and that's one thing I think your music does. You're one of those talents where you can accommodate, you know what I mean? And you can challenge yourself. And I think that's why I was like, listen, this one is the one sneaker that you can get here at Kickbox that when you see it, you're like, yo, show me that Ladipoe.
Show me that
Ladipoe.
Show me that, but you knew that.
Come on with it.
Show me that, but you do that. Yeah, bro.
Thank you so much for honoring this invitation. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you for sharing your story.
For sure.
Another thing about this platform, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are, lifeliners out there, I feel like artists don't get an opportunity to hear success stories. No one as Black people tells us how to deal with success. You learn success when you go through your successful moments. And sometimes you fail because you don't have a lot of people around you that are successful. And we're going through a season now where so many artists are dropping one-hit wonders. But it's because they don't know how to navigate those moments. And that's why Running Tracks exists.
Shout out to you guys, man.
Yeah.
I just want to say to everybody out there listening to my voice, to the lifelines especially, couldn't have done it without you. And there's so much more to come. And you have to understand that the idea of failure is actually a necessary part of success. Yeah. How can you be more successful if you're not making course corrections? So iterate, do, drop, be consistent. Do the 100 steps before you expect the big thing. So, yeah, man. Shout out to you guys. Ladipoe, but you knew that.
Lovely. We out here until we do it again next time.
Oh, sheesh.
He's got a brand new single out.
Album coming soon.
Album coming soon.
Bro.
He's got a song out right now with McLaren Dope Boy. The video's out. We'll put the links. The album is dropping.
The album is dropping it's coming really soon. Like
album
super duper
very
soon.
Let
This year, 2026 for sure.
Shout out
around the corner.
Shout out to Bro Beans. Until next time. We out here. Kickbox. Appreciate you.
But you knew that.